Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down and do like a favorites video. It was initially supposed to be a November favorites, but time just got the best of me and it's like mid-December, so I don't know if I could still call it that. So I'm just gonna go with like a current favorites. I don't always do these videos, only when I feel like I have enough to talk about or like enough favorites, because I really don't think I have monthly favorites. But recently, like, I've just been loving a whole bunch of stuff, so I kind of wanted to sit down and talk about some of my favorite things, because I'm always hauling things, like I buy things, but I don't always share like what's worked for me and what I'm loving, that kind of thing. So if you want to see what I've been loving at the moment, then just keep on watching. But really quickly, I wanted to say hey to all my new subscribers. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and if you're not new, then thank you so much for watching my videos and for coming back. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to start with a candle. This sweater's going to drive me crazy. It goes so low. But anyways, I'm going to start with a candle. I only burn this candle around November, like the month of November and December. It is called Fresh Balsam, and it's by Bath & Body Works. As you can see, I'm running low, and I really need to get another one, but they're not on sale, and I refuse to pay full price. So this is just my favorite for November and December because it smells like Christmas trees, like real like pine trees, like Christmas trees. And I live in an apartment, so unfortunately, like, I can't buy a real Christmas tree because it's too hot, so it would die. But this just gives me all the feels. This smells like a real Christmas tree because growing up I always had real Christmas trees, so I just love that smell. It's kind of like nostalgic to me. And this smells like fresh Christmas trees, so I love it. It really gets me in the Christmas spirit. And I only burn it in November and December, like I said, just because I feel like it gets me ready for Christmas and it gets me in that mood. Next up is my favorite perfume. Like, the second October hits, I look forward to cold weather to wear this perfume. I mentioned it in my last video, which was my first ever perfume video, which you guys seem to like, so thanks for that. But yeah, this is MAC Velvet Teddy perfume, and I look forward to fall and winter to wear this. This is like, honestly, this is my favorite scent ever, my favorite perfume ever, but I can't wear it year round just because it's like kind of heavy. And you know how like scents are triggered to memories, they trigger memories. This to me just reminds me of, like, I don't know, like a Christmas market. It's so cozy. It reminds me of like a winter, like hot chocolate, marshmallow fireside. That's what this reminds me of. So I love this, love this for fall and winter. But in like the summer or hot temperatures, if you live somewhere hot that's hot year round, that might not work for you because it is kind of heavy, and it might choke you out. But I love it. I love those like cozy scents. If you didn't see my perfume video, go watch it. It was my last video. So yeah. And then let's talk blushes. For this time of year, I love like a deeper blush. This one is by NARS. This was limited edition, Stephen Klein. And it's this red blush. And I know they look super intimidating in the pan, but you just like, they're usually sheer. Just go in with a light hand and kind of build it up. I always dip my brush in and then kind of like dust it on my hand a little and then put it on my cheeks. And I am wearing this combined with another one today. So I'm going to show you a couple other options because, like I said, this one is it was limited edition, so I don't know if they still carry it, but just a red blush in general for fall and winter time is beautiful because it's like, it looks scary, but it's actually like a natural color, because that is the color that your cheeks would go like if you were outside and you got a little wind and you were like cold, you know. It's a natural color. It doesn't look natural and it looks intimidating, but it's not. So I have that one combined with this one that I'm going to talk about. This is a Charlotte Tilbury blush in the shade the Climax, and it looks like this. So with these, you're supposed to, you can use the middle by itself or the outer rim, but you're supposed to just kind of dust it together. So I guess I'll swatch it. But I don't like to do swatches because with blushes, like, they start off sheer, like I said, and you have to build it up. So that's what it looks like. It's a really pretty like mauve-y color on the cheeks, and I just love that. I'm gonna be forever readjusting this sweater, so I'm sorry in advance, but it is what it is. Oh man, and now that's what I don't like. I didn't bring a napkin. So I'm wearing the NARS one with the Charlotte Tilbury on my cheeks, and Charlotte Tilbury blushes in general are like one of my favorite formulas because they look so natural and beautiful, and I love them. And then last but not least, another blush that I've been loving, especially for like fall and winter, is this Baked Blush and Brighten by Laura Geller, and it's in pink grapefruit. This is a little bit more shimmery, and it ends up being like, it's marbled, it's a baked blush. It looks beautiful. It gives you like a luminous, radiant finish on your cheeks, and it's a beautiful like mauvey reddish color, but not red. I guess it's more mauvey. Let me just show it to you. But it definitely has more shine, like if you can see that. So if you have texture and stuff, it might not be the best for you because it might just enhance that. So be careful. But if your skin is dry, I live in Canada, so the winter time in general, I look for products that have more of like a sheen or like a slight shimmer, natural shimmer, just because my skin is so dry, so I want that luminosity back into my skin. And then let me talk about my favorite bronzer. I hauled this. I think I might have done like a test it out video, but this, oh god, this is the Fenty Beauty bronzer. They're dirty because I use them all the time, and if I have two colors, that's how you know I really like something. I have the shade Island Ting, which is lighter, and then I have this shade Caramel Cutie, and I'll just open them up. There's so many reviews on these, but honestly, I'm like a bronzer hoarder. I have so many. I love bronzers. Can't get these open right now. So for me to have two of them says a lot, and also for me to be like choosing a favorite bronzer says a lot. This is what they look like. So this one is Island Ting, and this one is Caramel Cutie. They almost look the same in pan, but this one's a little bit lighter and a little bit more neutral, and Caramel Cutie is just a little bit darker and a little bit more warm. But as you can see, like it's dirty because I've been using them. I love these bronzers. I just feel like they're so buttery. They glide on. They don't stick to dry patches. They blend out so nicely. I really like them, and personally I like a darker bronzer, and I also love, what the hell was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. But basically, these are so good. I just love this. Oh, I was gonna say I like a warm bronzer. So if you don't like a warm bronzer, you might not like these, but I love that. So been loving that. This is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I don't even know if I showed this in a haul, but I bought this a long time ago, and it basically just sat around because I don't know why. I think I was a little bit intimidated by it. So it has a pencil on one side, like that, and then the other side has like this marker kind of thing, which is really good for creating like those little hair-like strokes. Almost looks like microbladed brows. But I was intimidated by it, and I think it was just inconvenient a little bit for me because I always have to go have like a spoolie in my hand while I'm using this because I cannot do my brush without a spoolie. I have to brush them up. So that's the only thing that's a little bit annoying, is that I always have to have that in my hand. But I love this. It's what I'm wearing right now. I tried to wear like a lot of things on my face, but it's what I'm wearing on my brows right now, and I just love it. I feel like it makes your brows look pretty natural, and that little felt tip thing is actually really nice. It fills in your brows, but without it looking like too harsh or like really drawn in, you know. It makes it look a little bit more natural, and I love that. I would suggest maybe going down a color, like if you are intimidated by it like I was. I went down a shade just because I don't like my brows really dark anyway, but I would be so scared to like draw in with that little marker and it be too dark, because you don't want the front of your brows to be too dark, you know what I mean? Or maybe you do, I don't know, I don't. So I went with a lighter shade, and the shade that I use is Taupe Trap, and that's what's in my brows right now, and I really like that. I used to use, or like before this, I still use it, but before this I was only using the CoverGirl brow pencil. I really like that too, but I can't find mine right now. So yeah. Next up, this is like a new love of mine. I recently just discovered this, I'm not gonna lie. It's called Lanolips 101 Ointment, and it's a multi-balm. I got the one, focus dude, I got the one in Coconutter. It looks like this. It's a really thick lip balm. It comes out like kind of thick, but then you smooth it on and the heat from your lips will just kind of melt it in there a little bit. This not only works at like protecting my lips in the dead of winter in Canada. It's freezing, it's snowing, it's the worst. It's so like, it's really concentrated and thick, and it helps just like retain the moisture in your lips. I love it. And the smell of this is literally like intoxicating. It's so fucking good. I mean, if you don't, I need to stop swearing. I really know that. I know, I'm working on it. It's so good if you like the smell of coconut. They have other scents, but I love the smell of coconut. And if you like the smell of coconut, this is just like, oh, this is the best ever. Like every time I smell it, my mouth waters. Like I'm salivating right now. I love it, and it really works. It's not too glossy. So sometimes when I'm not wearing any makeup, I don't want to put on a lip balm that's like super shiny. I don't know why. Like sometimes I like that look, and sometimes I just don't. I just feel like it draws attention, and you have nothing on the rest of your face, so it just looks weird. And this is not too shiny, and it really does a good job at protecting. Plus it smells like delicioso. That's that. Another lip product. So Christmas time, or like, yeah, this time of year, I love a red lip. And before, my go-to red lip was by Too Faced, and I'm pretty sure, I forget what it was called, but it was the Too Faced Melted Matte. And this year I discovered these ones by Maybelline. It's the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. I have two colors. One is in the shade Pioneer. This one is Pioneer, and the other one is Dancer. I will swatch these because that will be helpful. So Pioneer is a little bit darker, and it's more of like a berry red, and it's so pretty. And then the other one is called Dancer, and Dancer is more of like a warm toned red, but like it's a little lighter, and I love it. It's a little bit more of like an orangey red. So this one is Dancer. As you can see, it's a little bit more of like an orangey warm red, and this one is more of like a dark, true like red. This one I would say is more universally flattering. It would look good on like all skin tones, I would say, and this one might not, but the one that I prefer on my skin tone and everything is the lighter one, is this one called Dancer. I just love it. But in general, I just feel like you can't go wrong. I got these at Walmart for, I want to say regular price is $9, but they go on sale, so you could even find them for cheaper than that. The formula is so nice for these, and I do like the applicator too. They're not drying. Some liquid lipsticks are so drying. This one is not drying, and it lasts literally all day. The only thing I will say is some liquid lipsticks, when you put them on, they dry to like almost like a powder finish. You can't feel them at all. These ones I don't feel like ever fully dry to that powder finish. Like if you put your lips together like that, like you could kind of feel them. They're like a tiny bit sticky, but I feel like that's because they're so moisturizing. And even though like you could, when you put your lips together, you could feel them a tiny bit, they're a tiny bit sticky, they don't transfer at all. They last forever, and like they keep the moisture in your lips instead of them looking like dry and crusty. So I really like them. And for a drugstore, like I love that, because this year I wanted a different red, but I didn't necessarily want to go to Sephora and spend like 20 bucks and up on a red lipstick, because I only really wear them around the holidays. So this is a good drugstore option, and I got both because at the time there was like, I want to say it was like 2 for $15 or something, which is like amazing. Moving on, I don't want to get my sweater in that, but like they're so pretty. And in my last video, whatever video I posted with red lips, I think it was my gift guide, I was wearing that liquid lipstick. Next up, let's talk about this. This is by Drunk Elephant, and it's the Slay Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser. It looks like this. It comes with this little magnetic spoon, which I love because I feel like I love this. First of all, let's talk about it. Like you can see, I hope you can see, I've gone in. I just love this for when I'm wearing a full face of makeup. I go in first and I just rub it in, it removes the makeup, and then I do like a double cleanse with another cleanser. But I didn't like using these before because something about putting like my fingers in it just grosses me out. I was gonna buy the pharmacy one because that one also has really good reviews, but it didn't come with a little spoon, or if it did, like it didn't stick to it, so I feel like I would lose it. Like it's just inconvenient. This one comes with this that you don't lose. I love that. That's so thoughtful for people like me. And it removes all of my makeup, and then I use it and kind of like just rub it in there, and it's so hydrating. I don't know, to some people it might seem greasy, but for me, I have dry skin. I love it. I seriously love this, and I feel like you get a lot for the price. So I've been loving that. When I run out of that, I will for sure buy it again. Another skincare product I've been loving is by Ole Henriksen, and it's the Fat Glow Facial. It looks like this. It comes in a little pump. It comes with this, it looks this pink color. And you kind of just, you put it on your hand, you rub it on your face, and you have to rub it in a little bit. I think it turns to like a white, and then you let it sit. And then when you're rinsing it off, I use it with like a damp cloth and rinse it off with warm water. And I have a lot of masks. Okay, I hauled this, and in my haul, I think I hauled like 3 masks, because like I said, I like to switch out my masks just because I don't want my skin getting used to one thing, you know? So for me to say I love this, like I see a difference when I use this. If I have like dead skin or dry skin, it removes it. It makes my skin, like it gets rid of the dry skin. It makes my skin look more glowy. It makes my skin look more hydrated and like plump. And it feels like a baby's butt. So I love this. Love this. And I know I've been talking about Ole Henriksen a lot, but I mean, I'm just a small little YouTuber, so you know that shit's not sponsored. It's legit. I love their stuff. I love the smell of them. They smell like lemonade kind of, and I just really love Ole Henriksen in general. Like, I haven't been disappointed by anything I tried by this brand. I really hope I don't have lipstick on my teeth. Next up is a brush, and I know it's random, but I bought this Tom Ford bronzer brush a long time ago, and for a while I didn't use it because I have a little face, and this thing is like huge. It's like almost the size of my cheek, so I didn't use it, and then I was kind of like, oh my god, I spent so much money, I wasted it. So I kind of forced myself to use it recently just because I wasn't about to waste my money. You know, anyone that knows me knows I'm a little frugal. So I forced myself to use it, and I just fell in love with it. First of all, it's so soft, and yes, it's big, but it's domed, so it's not like all of this is just like psh. It's like longer in the middle. Anyways, I just feel like it disperses the product so evenly and nicely, and it blends it out. It like does the job for you of blending. It blends it out so nicely, so it's not like patchy. There's no chunks of anything. I just love it, and it's so soft, and I've just been loving this. I don't usually contour my cheeks, to be honest with you. I just bronze, so for me this works out perfectly because I could just swish it in there and just kind of go to town, and I love it, and it just blends it out for me so nicely. So thank God that wasn't a waste of my money, because I've been loving that recently, and for a while it was just sitting there, and I was like, oh my god, I spent a lot on that brush. But yes, I only have 2 more products, thank God, and they're both powders. So first I'm going to start with this one. This is the KKW Beauty, what do they call this? It's the Bake powder, and it looks super tiny, I'm not going to lie. So when I got it, I thought it was a Jip. I got this shade 2, by the way, and it has a little bit of a pinky tint to it. I don't want to spill it, but this is what it looks like. It does have a little bit of a pinky tint. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Number 3 has more of a yellow tint, so if you like that, get that. And when I first got that, this powder, I was scared of the pink tint because I had never used a powder with a pink tint before. But I feel like if you have a little bit of darkness under your eyes, it brightens it up nicely. And for my skin tone, this does like do some brightening, so I like it. And it is tiny, but I only use a little bit because I don't use this to powder my whole face. I pretty much use this on my beauty blender and just kind of set my concealer under my eyes, my chin, and my forehead, and then I'll use like a regular translucent powder for the rest of my face. And this is really good. It's really blurring. It's really finely milled, so it doesn't make you look like dry and crepey. It's really nice, and I love this shade, which is shocking. And it is tiny, but I've been using it a lot, and I still have like a decent amount in there, and I don't think it was too expensive, so that's good. Last up, I feel like I've been talking forever. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin, and I use the shade Y335. Okay, it looks like this. And I actually do use the little brush that comes with it. As you can see, usually I wouldn't use these, I would just throw it away. But I've been loving this. It doesn't give you, I know some people say it's like super full coverage, they wear it on its own. And like, I've done that too. It's not as full coverage as some of the foundations that I'm used to, because I mean, I'm a little bit spoiled, but it is still really good. And I wear this when I just want to do like a quick face. If I want to look put together, I'll throw on some concealer, put this on top, either with this sponge. The sponge does make it a little bit more full coverage, that's what I would say. So if you do want a little bit more coverage, use the sponge. Or sometimes I'll just put on concealer and use like a big powder brush and just kind of dust it all over, and it literally makes it look like you're not wearing makeup. With the sponge, I will say you can see it a little bit more because it's a little bit more full coverage. But either way, when I want to look like quickly put together, this is what I'll use. And I don't use it on top of foundation because I don't want to look cakey, but I've been really loving it to just like look put together quickly when I want to go out the door. I've been loving it. And for a powder foundation, it does give you a decent amount of coverage. You can build it up for sure, and you can keep building it and it doesn't look cakey. That's what I will say. So that's what I love, is that it doesn't make it look cakey. It looks like skin, and it comes in so many different shades. When I went to Trinidad, I literally only took this one, and I got a deeper shade for when I had a tan, and I used this all the time and I loved it. And it looks like skin, and for a powder, that's hard. So anyways, that's all of my current favorites. I know I was talking forever. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to give me a like and don't forget to subscribe.